Welcome back. Today it's Sunday, April the 14th, and I'm making my way back over to the North Fork of Natty Creek. It's going to be a different location than last time. It's going to be a little bit further upstream because it seemed that the gold got better as we went further up, and that seems to excuse me, been the general trend for Natty. Pretty much all the way from the mouth up, it tends to get better. I did turn up a small picker last Sunday when I was up here. I didn't actually get the picker on video, but hopefully I'll get one or two to put on video today. So I'm making my way in, and I'll be back when we get to the bottom, and we'll take a look at the creek. After about a 3-minute walk from the top of the ridge, I've made it down to the North Fork of Natty Creek. It's actually one of 4 forks up in here, but this is the North Fork of the main creek. There is a northernmost creek that flows in, but I don't consider that. I consider that a separate branch. So anyway, I'm standing here in a bend. See a giant gravel bar. Can't dig in the gravel bars here. Have to stay in the water. But it's a nice looking creek, good looking location. It's certainly gotten warm. It was in the 40s this morning. It's feeling like about 70 now. It's overcast. The bugs are everywhere, and the wind's starting to blow. So I'm wondering if maybe might not have some moisture moving in. Hopefully it'll hold off long enough to allow me to get in here and do some sampling. You can see some bedrock exposed down here in the hillside. I also see a gravel bar right down there below the bend. So looks like pretty good ground to test. Hopefully it's going to confirm what I thought all along, that it's going to get better as we go upstream. If it doesn't, if gold's not up here, then we need to go back down and start working back up. It's going to tell me that the gold's coming from somewhere further down from here. But I suspect there's going to be some gold in here. I just have to track it down and see what it looks like. So I'm going to get to it. It's been here about an hour so far. It's been pretty slow. I've gotten 5 flakes of gold and a assortment of small specks. Really haven't seen any good spots that seem to be really good for trapping heavy, such as gold. The wind's really getting up. What's kind of worrisome about that is all these pine trees in here, and there's just a tendency to fall whenever. Furthermore, I don't want them to fall across the road and get trapped in here for another night since I don't have supplies for it. So I may head out a little bit early so the wind doesn't slack off. Overcast and gray. Kind of an ugly looking day. At least it's warm. I'm gonna eat my lunch real quick and kind of keep an eye on the wind. Since the wind's not gotten any worse, I've decided to stick it out for a while. So come down to my next target area, and kind of similar to what I started on further downstream last week. Got a rather large floater. Makes a nice drop in the creek. Heavy should concentrate below this. I'm gonna get in and see if I can get some gold going, and hopefully I will. And maybe I can show you a little color. Well, the first spot up there didn't pan out, literally and figuratively. Didn't seem to be catching a lot as far as heavies, and didn't see any gold. So I came down to this one. It didn't look quite as promising, but it did have a lot more black sand and heavies, and I did find a small flake of gold. Not exactly what's going to make me hang around and keep working. I'm going to keep on working my way down. Looks like it might get to be a little better territory down in there. A little cascades just ahead, so I'm going to go down there and see what it looks like. I'll report back if I find anything. If not, I'll just keep at it. This next spot surely looks promising. Not the ideal situation, but promising for dropping heavies out, but it's not showing me a whole lot. Only a little bit of black sand, really not much in the way of limelight either. Incidentally, it's kind of an indicator in here where heavies are dropping out. If I get into a lot of them, I usually find a little bit of gold with it too. But nothing right here. I did 2 pans. That's typically what I do in a spot in a small creek like this, in this type of environment. It sure is a pretty creek. Too bad the sky's all cloudy and overcast, so at least the wind's died down. It gets kind of thick from here on down, and the hillsides kind of close in. I'm going to go back up to my last spot where I did find a little bit of color and try to get a little bit more. There's a pretty creek. Just not near enough gold so far. It's time for me to pack up and head out. The day's not done yet, but I spent a few hours up here. I know I did fairly well, and that's probably a half mile, quarter mile, what I'm saying. Did fairly well down there last weekend. Got a small picker, and it was not great, but it was good. Up here, I got, for 2.5 hours work, I got 6 legitimate flakes, all 3 of them small, and an assortment of small specks, maybe a dozen or so. So it's pretty weak. Really, the structure of the creek here is not such that it makes obvious places for gold to be trapped and stuff, and that might be part of the problem. But it's a nice looking location. I'm going to head out and finish the day over around camp. I know there's gold in there, so I'm going to get me a little bit of color before I have to head out. Finish out the weekend. It's been a good weekend. The weather's not bad today. It's just overcast. The wind's died down. So it's been good weather. Yesterday and Friday were perfect. Today is good, not great. So anyway, until the next time, thanks for joining me. Hope you had fun. I know I did, and stay tuned for the next one.